So I'm a big proponent of I understand everybody should make a regular practice of trying to show empathy, and we should show empathy and compassion to, one to another. Absolutely. That's good. I'm just a bigger proponent of examining yourself, because the more time we spend looking at ourselves in the mirror and really analyzing our flaws and how we can do better, we show up to other people better. We start to realize a lot of our own inadequacies. We've become such a culture of telling everybody to go look at other people and adjust how we operate in the world based off of that. It's just asking other people to go do the work is just not, it's never gonna work. It's not gonna happen. We've been having this dance between men and women for so long now, telling them you got to work on your issues. You got to work on your issues. No, just examine yourself, see where you're at, and the more you learn about yourself, the more you'll learn about the person that you're with, why you're with the person that you're with, the person that you probably should be with. That's just kind of my thing.
Okay. Go ahead, Brother Hank.
Yeah, the question is it the empathy one-sided or not? Yeah, unless you're a dog or her kids, you're not gonna get the same. Nothing about it's gonna be the same. So you just got to deal with it, and that's what most men are doing, suffering in silence, and they dealing with it. Feel like they can't talk. You're supposed to be able to talk to your lady, but you feel like you can't. Because why? Somehow, some way, she's going to find a way to make it about her. I'm telling about how my day was. All of a sudden, she switched around. Well, Nancy at work, she was doing whole lot of gossiping and talking about it. Yeah. But we're not talking about Nancy. How about we stay on what I'm dealing with? How about we focus on, at my supervisor's meeting, it got out of hand, and then they trying to, put more assignments on me that I'm getting paid for, that I budget for, that was in, that's in my job description. Can we talk about that out there? That's what I sort of want to talk about. I don't give a goddamn about Nancy. Let the heifer be. Let's focus on what I'm dealing with. But that's not the case.
Hank, where's that kind of self-centered mentality? Like, where you think that comes from women? Because that's not all women, but just like from your experience, where do you think? Why does that come up?
I think a lot of women has probably been pedestalized for so long, ever since they was kids, and it make it all about them, and so they never learn to play well with others. They never learned to share. They always made it about them. Now, can they grow out of it? I would think so. You would think that way, but a lot of ladies don't. They stuck in that childlike mindset. I mean, I don't agree with Mr. Lake when he said that women are children, but sometimes some of the things they do, it makes me question. Other than that, I have no idea, Brother Nelson. I really don't. But like you said, it's not all women. I encourage you guys to figure out what you're dealing with. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. Don't get to the point where you overly falling in love and head over heels because that nana wet because she cooked good because she got a big ass on her. Figure out what you're working with, what you're dealing with, and as soon as you find that out, you move as such. You know what I'm saying? If she's one of those selfish type people who makes it all about her. Okay, you're gonna make it all about you with another man. I'm not that guy.
Reason I asked you that is because there's been this growing trend of personality traits that people have been developing, coming especially in the Black community due to like a lot of dysfunctional family systems with like alcoholic dads, alcoholic moms, or just messed up families, to where people start developing narcissistic traits. And a lot of men have not caught on to the fact that what narcissistic traits look like in women. Like there's been some relationships, even the ones that we the celebrity relationships that we look at online, Will and Jada, Amanda Seals, some of the other names escape me, but like deeply narcissistic women that don't have a problem getting a man, but you can see that their man is what we would call a simp, like easily manipulated. They play the victim a lot, and we're like, I'm starting to notice that a whole lot more. There's a whole lot of manipulation, setting herself up to be the victim while creating the illusion that she looks at you as a king, but she's doing that so that way she can knock you off that pedestal later on when you make a mistake. So that way you start to get into a mindset of like, oh, I'm doing something wrong, so I need to get back inside of her good graces. Like that's becoming a huge problem. And I think a lot of men aren't catching on to that until it's too late, until they have children with these women, and then they get stuck inside of these really bad, either staying inside the relationship or now they got this co-parenting relationship with these toxic women.
Well, I think a lot of guys have really outkicked their coverage. They're able to get a woman that they never got before. All of a sudden, you know, probably the best looking woman they ever had. They don't want to lose it. They don't want to mess it up. They don't want to find some way to lose the girl, because this is probably the best looking thing that she ever had. You know, to him, she's probably 8. Really, she's probably a 5.5, maybe a strong 6. But to him, she's an 8, and then he doesn't want to lose. He doesn't want to miss out on that, so he's going to try to do everything. And mean, sacrifice his own, you know, self and self pride and self worth in order to keep this heifer around. Now, shame on you for doing that bullshit. But there's dudes out there who will do some stuff like that. They will accept the emotional and the mental abuse from a woman just to keep her around. I don't agree with it. I don't understand that. Fellas, you got options out here. These heifers are a dime a dozen. Move as such, man. I don't understand. A woman shouldn't move me like that. They shouldn't move men like that. You should move the women. They should follow you. You don't follow them. You don't be kowtown to a woman. Why? I don't understand.
Hank, you don't understand is because you have wisdom in the game. You know, we talk about wisdom and knowledge. You know, people are smart, man. These kids, these young folk are smart, Hank. But it takes the wisdom. It takes the time it takes years in service to get to where you are. And so what you do is you apply everything that you've gathered over these years, and then you look back and you say, damn, what are y'all doing? It's because you got wisdom, man, that a lot of young people don't have. You know, the question is, basically is women want grace, but don't want to give it. Women want us to give. I asked Marcus the question right before he played this video. You know, women want grace. They want us to. I was young and dumb is the argument. I tell people to ignore that statement. Fellas, ignore the I was young and dumb statement. They were young, but they wasn't dumb. Women want grace, but they don't want to give you none of it. You a man, a real man will. And why do women want grace but don't want to give it? Is because women are selfish naturally. You know, shout out to Coach Greg Adams. Men are in love. Women are in business. And the thing is, once you understand what Hink understands, fellas, young guys, once you guys understand what Hink understands, you'll stop wasting time. You will, the understanding the nature of women is empowering, man. It's liberating, really. When you realize it's going to be a wake-up moment for a lot of guys. This is the whole red pill, you know, some guys rage out when they wake up or they get red pill, or they learn. They be like, damn, oh my God, I can't believe it. And they start reminiscing and thinking about all the women from the past and the dates and the disrespect and the stuff that they dealt with. And some guys rage out. Other guys will take that information and use it to their advantage because they realize it's liberating and it's empowering, and it puts him in a position of making sure that his life is going to be better for the rest of it. The woman in this video, she said that the reason when he asked her, when my man, that was a great question that he asked. He said, "Hey, how come women want grace, you know, for all the stuff that they've gone through, but man with the same similar situations, women don't want to do that?" She said, "Well, I had a wake-up call." This woman on the video, she said she had a wake-up call, and she mentioned it before. She was saying something about like she needs to keep her she wants to make sure her reprogramming sticks. It was in one of the other questions. Unfortunately, and this is what Hink and I and JR and pretty much everybody on the panel understands, is a lot of older women don't have that wake-up call. That wake-up call never arrives, and or it arrives way too late. And that's why we want that wake-up call to happen for younger people, men and women, that need to understand each other so they don't make the same mistakes that people I'm Generation X, people in my generation have made. The parenting mistakes that people like me and all my peers screwed up on the younger, on people 35 and younger. You know? And then he kind of dogged her out though on her looking away. Shout out to Nelson, who nailed it. Clearly, Nelson is a professional. Are you a psychologist, Nelson?
No, I'm a licensed professional counselor.